Joining me now is political strategist Yaron Finkelstein. Good to see you. You served as advisor to Scott Morrison during his prime ministership, of course. Now, where to start this week? Perhaps the tariffs and where this is all going. There's a bit of a tete-a-tete between officials here, our trade minister here, as to what Australia actually has done and hasn't done. But in the context of a federal election, I mean, this is going to happen or not happen right in the middle of a campaign. Do you think this matters?
I don't think it matters as much as the government would hope it will. But look, let's be very candid. Anthony Albanese's done well to get a compliment out of the president. He's got that far. We'll see if he gets a deal. You remember in 2019, President Trump V1 called Scott Morrison a man of titanium. We'll see if Anthony Albanese gets the title of man of steel. We'll see.
Then Joe Biden called him that man down under. We suspect he couldn't remember his name, but hey, perhaps more a comment on Joe Biden than Scott Morrison.
As we now know, that's right.
Yeah, we've seen US inflation up a little bit. Jerome Powell essentially saying that more tariffs might mean interest rates are cut less. The RBA will surely be looking at this. There's been a bit of commentary around Yaron about how much an interest rate cut will really help the government. What do you think?
It's the first thing you've got to remember is that Anthony Albanese's slide in the polls didn't happen overnight. It's been a long burn as a series of feelings from voters has taken over. They don't feel emotionally secure, financially secure, physically secure about where the future is and these events of the last 24 hours. And by the way, that was a very compelling interview with your previous guest. But those things are not helping Anthony Albanese, and they won't be switched off like a hot and cold tap just because there's an interest rate fall. So I think that if he was speaking to his pollster today, his pollster's not saying rush to an election. They are all hoping for something to break those feelings that voters have. Yeah. And so hope is one thing for the government, but whether it really changes things in the time frame it needs to is the critical issue. Remember, it'll take a while for people to feel relief, which is very different to the technical reduction in the interest rate, as we've spoken about before.